All right, hi everyone. This is Gavin. This is Vic. I'm in Goa. You can see the palm trees. They're not palm trees. They're coconut trees. And if a coconut falls on my head and I die, it will become very famous. He'll get all the money. It's just the way it works. But if you become very famous, please bury me at the sea right next to Hugh Hefner, somebody I really loved when I used to buy his magazines, Playboy, in the 1990s. People are like, oh, you're so old. Yeah, I'm so old. I used to have floppy disks when I was in college. That's how old I am. Well, let's talk about what is new. What is new is that Rohit Sharma is eating beef, but it's probably new for other people. Maybe he's been eating beef since he was 12. We don't know. But it was not in India, so it's not an offense. I don't even know why it's an offense. Imagine being in jail for eating beef and right next to the person who's molesting little children, right? It was like, it's a very weird thing, but you're in the same jail. Now, Rohit Sharma was caught eating beef right after the second test match when Virat Kohli went to give birth, because now we say, it's our baby, it's us, everything is together. So we say Rohit Sharma is also, sorry, not Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli is giving birth to baby. He's becoming a parent. Ajinkya Rahane, who apparently is the only player in the entire history to have played 3 matches and won all 3 matches, has 100% record in Test cricket. It's crazy. And now Ajinkya Rahane is suddenly the most calmest, coolest person who's the best ever. And Virat Kohli is so angry and upset. He's just like, he should not even be a captain. I have not heard Gautam Gambhir, because I'm pretty sure Gautam Gambhir must have said something like, see, I've been telling you this thing for the last 10 years, but you don't listen to me. So let's see, already in the last podcast, which I'm not even sure got released. I hope it still gets released regardless. And which will have the controversy theory, which I have, and I'm not going to repeat it. I'm just going to force Bikram to release that podcast regardless. So coming to the point, I do not think right now everything is just as... I always believe whenever if you're more calm, which I agree, Rahane was calm, that really helped. But I'm saying when there's disturbances, external forces come into play, that's when Test cricket is a very mental game. Everything, football, anything, it's just a mental game. Even T20 is a mental game. So now all the momentum has shifted to India's favor, but a lot of days have passed, right? 2 weeks. There's a huge gap between the second test and the third test. Normally, it's not the case. Normally, it starts from second or third. I think third maximum. But it's starting on 7th. A lot of weird things have happened in between. Rahul has been ruled out. Yadav has been ruled out. Agarwal wasn't playing well, so he's probably going to be dropped. And now Rohit Sharma is going to come in. Pant is still going to be the same player. So you believe that Vihari can be dropped as well. But I think larger consensus is that Agarwal, because of the opening slot as well, Agarwal is going to get dropped. Also, Agarwal has not made much runs. And Rohit Sharma is going to come in. My question about the whole thing, my apprehension about the whole thing is that Rohit Sharma is just not fit to be playing Test cricket. Not now. At least not till he actually does something about his belly and overall health. And if he breaks down during the test, which is still difficult for a batsman to break down because they're going to be putting in the slip, he'll not be moving around at all. But if he drops a catch or 2 catches or a very important catch, I've been talking about Steven Smith, but Steven Smith has not worked out at all. But I think when I stop talking about him, he'll just probably start scoring. So maybe I should shut up as well. And then Rishabh Pant is already there waiting to make big mistakes. I just feel third test match, the momentum is slightly shifted towards Australia now because all this outside drama that's been going on. Also, there is like people talking informally that we're not going to play the Brisbane. Everybody's just so, privileged now. I liked what Nathan Lyon said, take it on the chin and get on and stop complaining. This is a very small price to play to do something which you love. Because how many people ever get to play a test match, that also in Australia, and representing your goddamn country? So I feel like stop fucking complaining. People are living on the streets, they're not complaining, right? And it's nothing to do with COVID. People just live there and nobody gives a shit and everybody just kicks them. So I do not know what the fuck people keep complaining. It's not perfect, but life is not perfect. So let's talk about the Rohit Sharma conundrum, because now when you declare somebody, as you said, that when you declare somebody vice captain, then you kind of like telling people that he's going to play, and he's just too big a shot. And also Virat Kohli is not there, so there's no yo-yo test for him because he's not passing any yo-yo test. Never ever. I think Virendra Sehwag has more of a chance of passing yo-yo test right now than Mr. Rohit Sharma. So yeah, just your opinion on that. Who do you think is going to get dropped? What do you think the situation is? Or whatever you want to talk about.
I think I agree with you when you said that Australia has a bit of an upper hand now because of the controversy, and in fact I think our favorite left-hander is coming back. So I think they have said that even if he is not 100% fit, they will still play him, and I think they have a slight better.
Which left-hander? Am I missing something? Maybe my brain is not working. Who's our favorite left-hander?
Australian. this guy,
Oh yeah, sorry, David Warner. That makes sense. Sorry, I thought like
David Warner.
our favorite left-hander. I was like, maybe my brain is. Oh, he's definitely coming back because there was like coming back, not coming back. Wife saying he's coming back. Like his little kid is giving interview. Daddy's ready now. Okay, gone. That's not how he speaks. I'm sure. Okay,
Yeah,
gone.
that's what I read somewhere on CricBuzz. In fact, I read that even if he's not 100% fit, they will still bring him because if Rohit Sharma can play, I think he can also play. And
Yeah, with that logic, that's what like Viren Sehwag can play and Kapil Dev can
and
play.
I think
Yeah.
I feel they will drop. As you said, I mean if we go by logic, then I think Agarwal will get dropped. But even Vihari has not scored that many. He has looked good. He has got starts, but he has batted better than Agarwal because Agarwal just gets out.
But then who the hell is going to open if you drop this guy? Because Rohit Sharma can open, right? Then you put somebody else who's going to flop again. So I just feel it just logically makes more sense to drop him. Also because we've been following, right? Because we took Prithvi, so they took Burns. Then we dropped Prithvi, they dropped Burns, and now injured player is going to come from that side, following our whatever we do. Injured player, injured Rohit Sharma. Rohit is not injured. He's just unfit.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense. And about the incident, I think this would have never happened if Virat Kohli was there, because even during IPL, I remember when the IPL was starting, he clearly said that he doesn't want anyone to break the bubble. This is a privilege that they are having. Same thing what Nathan Lyon said, that this is a privilege to come here and be part of this tournament. This tournament is getting organized after so many so many people are involved, so many protocols and everyone is following it, and it just breaks. If a player goes out and breaks the bubble or breaks the protocol, it just screws up everyone, right? Whatever effort went in to organizing this. So I just feel that if Virat Kohli was there, this would have never happened. He would have made sure that this kind of behavior is not repeated or not be part of the whole thing. But coming back to Rohit Sharma, I think Rohit Sharma can score more runs than Agrawal, because it's all about confidence thing, right? I know he's coming back from an injury, but he just won the IPL and he would be full of confidence. And I think now the pitches, this is in Sydney, right? So Sydney, I'm not sure how the pitch will be again, but it seems even the Australian batsmen are not able to score on bowling friendly conditions. I mean, they're not bowling friendly conditions. They were good pitches. It had the second match and the first match. It had, I mean, first match was a day-nighter, so obviously there will be more for the bowlers, and especially with the pink ball. But in the second test, I felt that there was nothing. It was not so much tilted towards the bowlers. Bowlers had some help in the wicket, but it was not like that. Ball was swinging all the time. In fact, the ball used to stop swinging after 30 overs or something, and then it was just the batsmen who were playing very ordinary shots and getting out. So I feel that if Rohit Sharma can just curb his instinct for the initial phase of his innings, then I think he can score big. But yeah, I also feel that with Umesh Yadav also injured, probably Saini will be picked, Navdeep Saini. So we'll have to see how he bowls, because that will be his first test match. So yeah, a lot of unknowns again in the third test match.
Yeah, I'm not sure even that approach. I mean, although you're saying like it curve his instinct, but at the beginning, that's when it's going to be like you're coming back. He's just won IPL, but it's not like because of Rohit Sharma they won IPL. And also it's been it's been a couple of months, right, since that happened. He's been sitting and eating a lot of food, then hard quarantine, which means he can't even really train. Just coming out of nowhere. I say he'd rather just take his chances to start with, not be stupid like Prithvi, but make few runs. If he doesn't make any runs, I just feel Mitchell Starc, particularly at the very beginning, in the very first over, it just looks as difficult as it can be, right? He comes out on the spot, and then after that it gets easier with him also. But somehow when he comes in, he just comes in absolutely firing. And I think one thing they might do is like not put Rohit Sharma to face the first ball. And I think that is both good thing and a bad thing. When I say good thing is that because I'm agreeing that Rohit Sharma should not take the first ball from Mitchell Stark. At the same time, it also shows like you're the player who's been playing for like more than a decade, and then you can't even take the first ball. So, I'm not sure how that works. It's not just because Mitchell Stark is going to go and suddenly it's going to get easier, because next side is going to be Pat Cummins. And even if you outdo first 6 overs, then Hazel was going to come in. So it's now going to get easier, and I really don't see a reason when you're just going to, somehow blunt the ball and somehow can make 100. And Australian pitches are something that suits Rohit Sharma's game, because he's the only player who can play horizontal bat shots very well. I don't think they're going to bowl him short. At the end, it's a toss of a coin, because when the ball swings, sometimes if you're lucky, it doesn't take an edge, and if you're not lucky, it takes an edge. And that's pretty much the difference, because a lot of times you play and miss 6 times and you don't get out, and you play and miss once and you get out. So anything is possible that way. But I again feel that if all those external incidents had not happened, and if Rahul was still available for selection, either Yadav was supposed to be available for selection. Not that Yadav has been the best bowler, but the fact is that with a lot of bowlers, a lot of our Bhuvneshwar squad, we're forgetting that tons and tons of players are not there. Bowlers are not there. And bowlers win test matches, right? Umesh is not there. One of our best bowlers, Shami, is not there. Bhuvneshwar, according to you, is the greatest bowler in the history of test cricket and everything, is not there. Ishant Sharma, who's played for like gazillion years, he's not there. So it's just difficult. Good thing has happened is that whosoever is there, particularly Ashwin, who's not bowled well overseas at all, suddenly just kind of found his life. But this is what happens. You play suddenly so well, and then they had so much time, they will study him. As long as he can get over the glitches as Steven Smith is getting through, because you still need to understand that they have got him, because same way they've gotten Steven Smith, because they kept studying him. But Steven Smith also will be studying. So last time I think he would have scored a lot of runs, but then he just got unlucky. First 2 times he was just brilliant. They just set him up on the offside trap. When you get conscious about onside, and then you get you on the left side. So, but then the last time how he got bowled is just that just happens, and you can't do anything about that. And he got bowled like that when he had just scored like 8 runs or something. And if he had gotten 88, it would have been different. But then I guess people really have to understand that other people really have to score. But whenever Australian batsmen come in, I don't see that they are bad in technique. I just find them not playing like Australian batsmen. They're just playing like somehow they just don't want to get out, and they're just not confident enough to go after it. Because real Australian team, because honestly, tell me one thing: the way they're playing, they're like wasting so many deliveries, and they make like 194. You could just might as well go for it, and you'll make more runs than that. So I feel it just doesn't make any sense to defend so much. If you're defending someone, you might as well make 400 at 2.5. But you're making it 195 at 2.5. If these players, they have good enough technique, if they went after the deliveries, taken their chances, obviously sometimes they'll get out. But they will probably make a quick fire 40 or something, right? So they have the technique, but you have to take some of your chances. Once David Warner comes in, I do not know how David Warner is approached, because after his ban, he's also been like, sometimes conservative, sometimes less conservative. But we have seen recently towards the end of the IPL, when he just threw caution to the wind. He's just like, okay, I'm just going to go for it. Apart from that Saha injury and then, losing to Delhi, they could have been lifting the trophy as well, right? So anything is possible. Let's see how David Warner comes out. I am pretty sure he's not going to come out completely all guns blazing, but I think if he's going to try to blunt couple of deliveries just to see a couple of deliveries here and there, and if he gets set in, he is going to go all after it. And after that, it's pretty much, curtain call after that. And also again, toss again will play a big role here, because if Australia wins the toss, India can really make inroads, because they have constantly done that. But then Australia wins the toss. Australia still has a higher chance of winning than India winning the toss, because now India already has played well. Now they've dumped in a lot of dumplings in there, inside dining. I do not know how they will come out. I have no faith in batting of either team, right?
That has been
so now
theme.
we suddenly think Australia is such a bad batting team. We just already forgotten that they made 36, okay? And the same runs that I keep reminding Yuvraj Singh made in 1 over of Stuart Broad. So let's not forget that both batting lineups are vulnerable, and anything is possible. So I am still leaning towards Australia. But again, if you really, really ask me, if you just, if you say, is there a really, really logical reason? I say like, no, I can give you pointers, but once the match starts, once the dust settles, then nobody will remember like what were the back issues. It happens session by session, what is happening that time. But at the very onset, something is in your mind because all these external factors play a part. But luckily, good thing is this time at least there's no internal fighting, because which is something which happens in Pakistan team and teams that are just fighting against each other. Nobody's saying something stupid. It's not like Virat Kohli came out, look at it, Rohit Sharma is such an idiot. He will not. He'll refrain from that. He probably thinks that he's an idiot, and I'm sure he must be thinking, what is wrong with Prithvi Shaw and fucking Rishabh Pant, right? He wants to slap them, but he was just gonna go quiet. So like, I'll deal with this in a more professional, honest manner, and I'm not even there. Let's not say something negative, right? And he's been positive about Ajinkya Rahane. So I think we've been very professional that way. I still don't understand. Sometimes people are not saying anything. There's like, okay, you just want to eat in a restaurant. It's not a big deal. But as you said, harping on and on. Did you really need to? Do you know what is happening in the world? Like, I understand it seems stupid for people to say you can walk around, but you can't. It sounds stupid on you. But COVID is real. People die. And now you're doing everything to make sure that these things go on. It's not just somebody dying. But the fact is right now that these things can only go on. You can get government approval and everything, because you have to follow a certain system, no matter how stupid it looks or feels. And please do not do something that you feel so fucking privileged that you are not even going to follow this and jeopardize everybody. And what, God forbid, you're not going to get ill, but what if there's old staff members are there, right? What if something happens to them? Are you responsible for that? Then we have fucking, only little rant on this thing, but Suresh Raina, who ran away from fucking IPL because he was so fucking scared, and then he's been partying at like 3 a.m. somewhere, and he's coming on these magazine covers and talking about how much he loves his fucking family, and he said he was in Bombay, he did not know the curfew time. Dude, it's 3 fucking a.m. Even in regular times that's a curfew time, and this is COVID times. You don't need to know any curfew time. You just need to understand it's 3 fucking a.m. You just showed up and partying like an idiot because ex-Hrithik Roshan's wife was there and some famous people are there, and then you say you're responsible. You're not responsible. You're a fucking coward, right? And the worst part is you ran away from a bio bubble thinking you're gonna die, and now you're partying with random fucking people in a nightclub at 3 a.m. and not even honest enough to say that, you know, he just said, I did not know the law there. It's 3 fucking a.m. You don't need to know any law, right? So it just fucking common sense, right? So that was it just gets more and more ridiculous with Suresh Raina's situation. And constantly after everything, I love my country, I love cricket, I'll give everything. No, fuck off, mate. Just seriously fuck off. So, anyway, coming to India, is like, which other point should we talk about? Because this is there, and then selection is pretty much done for if this guy comes in, and
when India is concerned.
I think all talk is just nonsense. All talk, like no cock. Like Brisbane will go on. All these, as I think Payne or Coach Langer said, it's just another curveball. And they expect a lot of curveballs in this situation. It happens. But right now, everything goes on. We've seen with football also. They will cancel one match here and there, but say we're not suspending the league. They keep playing. It's like, if today's situation is warranted that you have like COVID cases and you can't play, we'll just cancel it. We'll postpone it. Not cancel, postpone it. And then we'll continue. They've been telling people like, only in the South African situation where it just completely became weird and it was just a one-day series. It was like, okay, just getting weird, because they actually suspended it first, but then they had more cases. They were like, okay, let's just drop it for now. It's just like 3 matches. There's no point. Like, you know, we'll just come back some other time. We'll play it. That made sense. But then South Africa again started playing, and they're playing test matches, and they're playing test matches like the old Australian team used to play, right? They're just going after everything. Sri Lanka came and it was just fun. And right now New Zealand is playing, Pakistan is playing. Pakistan keeps going everywhere, keep breaking all the protocols, and people are like, what? I don't know what to do with you. But it has become difficult, and I don't know anybody agrees or not. Anybody who disagrees with this part, that this is a huge privilege, because you should go out and see how these people live. They live in the 5-star facilities, okay? 5-star facilities. I know people who go live in 5-star, a normal person. They refuse to even go out from 5-star. So they put themselves in quarantine. They're like, oh, I have everything here. Why should I go out on the road? I have swimming pool, I have everything. And they have everything. They still want to just, I think it's part of people, they just want to, and by the way, I saw the bill. It was not even a fancy restaurant. It was a very regular restaurant. They were like dumpling in the shit for like $8 or something, right? There were like 5 people and the bill came to like, even including GST, to 110, $18 or something. It's like, dude, that's the kind of stuff I used to get billed for. Like, you know, it's like a $20 a person. That's like, you know, that's like really cheap, right? Like, you know, it's like super cheap. So it's like a regular restaurant. But they just had to do something so stupid. They were like, okay. And they were like, oh, it was raining. It's like the same way the California governor said, like, no, I was outside when there was chandelier above him. So there's tree behind me, right? If I say I'm outside, it makes sense. But if there's a chandelier above me, they're like, I'm outside. They're like, really? Like, really? And and they're like, it was raining. And then the forecast said it was sunny. So I was like, I don't know what is going on. So, yeah, that's from my end on this thing. Which other topic you want to talk on? on this part?
Yeah, I think we covered everything. Australia selection, I think we don't know much. I mean, we almost know who are.
It's pretty neat, right? Yeah, and they're not going to drop anybody. There's nobody droppable per se. I mean, Travis Head is, but because if they've already dropped Burns, so they just need to make space for this guy. But Pekoski also, they were saying coming in, so there is a chance that somebody else can be dropped. Again, Wade can go. If Wade goes back to his position, then it has to be Travis Head's head, right?
I think that's what is going to happen. When David Warner comes, he'll be opening and Wade will go back to his position, and then Head will be dropped. But so the other opener would be Burns. I don't think so. They don't think they will have Burns. So
no, Burns is gone.
Okay. Oh yeah, you told me that, right? Burns is gone. Yeah.
Yeah, Pekoski is an opener. That's why I'm saying that. Because they want to get Pekoski. If they want... See, right now nothing changes. Burns is gone, David Warner comes in. But if they want to drop somebody, then Pekoski comes and Pekoski is an opener. So he'll open. Right? And then Wade can go back to his regular position. I think that makes more sense. And if they want Pekoski, then if they get Pekoski, then Head's head will be on the line and chopped. And then Wade can... And then they can decide whether they want to open with Wade also because he's been doing well. That's the decision. But I think if Pekoski comes in, they'd rather have Pekoski to open because that's where he bats.
And I think it'll be a good position for Wade because he's more aggressive batsman. And by the time he comes,
he is.
The ball will not be swinging that much. So I think he can really, take full toll of that situation.
Yeah, it's more solid right there. It's more solid. So because when you open, anybody can get out, right? So, but if Wade comes down the order and Head is gone, when you have lost 3 wickets, when Wade comes in, you'll just feel much, as a bowling unit, you will feel less confident. Right. You'll be like, oh, Wade is here. Then actually if Travis Head is there, because Travis Head hasn't been making runs, and he also comes across more like, it more looks like Rahane, right? It just like stays calm and everything, but he's going to make his good 40 and he's going to get out. So that's kind of situation. So I think that can happen. That's a decision for them to make. Bowling unit is the bowling unit is pretty set. It's Stark guy and then Cameron. Although that can also happen because they had Cameron Green, right? So who has not made too many runs. He's not bowling too much. So I don't know, they'll decide.
Last match he did make runs in the second innings, Cameron Green. So I think he'll keep his place. Yeah,
a little bit, right? My point is they can still decide that what they want to go with because Mitchell Marsh is not in the team anyway. I guess.
I think they have other option is
they can't really go with 3-4 bowlers.
They can't go with.
But it's Sydney, Vikram. It's Sydney. So they can drop him. You have to understand because then Steven Smith, and although Steven Smith does not bowl anymore, he was a spinner when he came in. He leg spin. But then Labuschagne bowls leg spinner. So if they drop him, Cameron Green, and get Pekoski in and also keep Travis Head in, that makes the batting really strong. And Labuschagne can bowl, and if the ball is really spinning, they can get Steven Smith to bowl as well. He just has to bowl in the nets and be prepared. That's all. And when the leg spin, good thing is leg spin is that you can bowl like 4 bad deliveries, but one ball just rips. And by the way, both of them can rip it. Both Labuschagne and Steven Smith, they can rip it. Steven Smith, as I said, he is a leg spinner. So it's like, he is a leg spinner. That's how he got selected, as a leg spinner. Not even as an all-rounder. He got selected as a leg spinner. So he knows. He just needs to practice because leg spin is something unlike off spin. You need to get your rhythm right? So how much time you spend. There's been a lot of time. I think this can be one thing that can happen. Because bowling wise, Cameron Green is not doing anything, right? He's just bowling, he's just like covering up. So if he's just covering ends, and because whenever Labuschagne bowls, he ends up taking wicket. And Sydney, it spins, and they don't have a finger spinner. Sorry, So if wrist spinner. So they don't have a wrist spinner, and because Lion is a finger spinner, I think that can be the case. They just get extra batsmen. Also, batting has been very poor, right? So maybe not drop Travis Head. It's not like he's just bad. I mean, Travis Head is listening to his podcast like, I think that sounds good to me. Sounds pretty neat to me. So do that. So that's also another opportunity. I think Indian selection is pretty much set. Who is this? See, right now, Saini has to get selected. From the very first test match, even Saini. Saini's like, I'm trying to get everybody injured and I'm still not getting selected. What do I need to do? Do I have to kill people now? So, I think they're going to go with 2 spinners and 3 fast bowlers. So it's going to be Saini. They're going to stick with Siraj also, right? Because he bowled very well. And seems like all new attack, right? All new attack. And the only guy is Bumrah. Bumrah is the only linchpin, which is important. No matter Bumrah gets 5 wickets or not, but it's good, important to have this one bowler who's going to be like, we know somebody is there, solid is there. And then obviously other 2 bowlers are very good. Ashwin and Jadeja is just solid, just like he just got the confidence. There's just a different person like this. When confidence is just a different. He's been there so long, he just feels like, I belong here. You can feel he belongs there, totally belongs there. I remember when he first got selected over Ashwin, right? I think that's when you see the tide turning. There was like, we know something different is happening. So yeah, let's see who's your. If you're done, then you can just say whose money your money is on. You're putting your house on. I think we don't think we're putting our house on anything, but we can put our some crockery on somebody.
Broken plate. I think I'll stick with. David Warner is coming back, and then this guy is due. So I think I'll also pick Australia because I think Steven Smith is due.
What margin? I'm going with Australia 60-40.
Okay. I think same 60-40, 65-35, same thing.
Yeah, I'll go 65-35 then. Yeah. No, 65-35 is slightly different because 60-40 is like, you're kind of like, can be. But 65, then you kind of like, you're not like going all out, but you definitely feel it's going to take something to turn around from that.
Yeah, because they're the bowling.
So, okay, you can go 65-35. I can.
No, I was just saying that because bowling attack is new and Steven Smith is due. And then David Warner is coming back. So it just tilts it in their favor a bit.
I think it does. So let's see what happens. If you have your own view, you can also tell us who's going to win. Eventually, we're going to find out very quickly. And then Brisbane Test match. Let's not go that far. We will we'll talk about it when the time comes for that. Let's not kill the cat right now. So let her wait to jump because this has been more intriguing than we thought. And I think some people, including us, a little bit sort of felt like India will bundle. And but it's been pretty fine. And let's see if Ajinkya Rahane can make it 4-4. Good luck to him.
Yep.
All right. On that note, take care. And if wherever you are, I'm in Goa. He's in Bangalore. If you're in jail and if you still have Wi-Fi, nothing to complain, right? It's pretty cool. All right. Take care. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Respect.